Welcome back to the After the License channel. This is the channel where we help real estate agents build their business. If you're new here, consider subscribing. And if you enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. Today, we're going to talk about the cost of getting your real estate license. I'm talking the real cost to actually getting your real estate license and actually being able to sell real estate, because they're two different things. There's not a ton of great information online about the true cost of getting your real estate license. How much is it going to cost you at the end of the day to sell real estate? So let's just jump right into it. If you're thinking about getting your real estate license, you've probably looked up the pre-licensing courses in your state. Every state's going to be different, so I'm going to give you some rough numbers all across the board. But more often than not, to do your pre-licensing training, so that's the X number of hours you have to do before you take any tests, before you take your licensing test, every state's gonna have a certain amount of hours you have to complete through a pre-licensing course. That course can cost you anywhere between $400 and $500, $600. So $400 to $600 for that pre-licensing course. Now, a lot of people think, okay, great, I take the pre-licensing course, I go and take my tests, and I'm done. I can go sell real estate. And that, unfortunately, is just not the case. Once you complete your pre-licensing course, you then actually have to go and take the test with your state. And most of the time there is a cost to that. And once you pass that test, there's a few other minor things that most states have that you have to kind of complete, and there's costs with those as well. So let me give you a few examples. There's the testing fee, there's an application fee, there's a fingerprint card fee. A lot of states have where you actually have to get your fingerprints done, and a background check. So just those couple of things can be another $300 to $400. So now we've taken our pre-licensing tests, around $600. We've taken our test and actually passed it, and now we've actually applied to get our fingerprint cards, maybe another $400. So we're at $1,000 total. We have to be able to sell real estate now, right? No, not quite. There's two more things. We need to join an association. So if you've heard the term Realtor, that's the Association of Realtors. To be a part of that group, you have to pay your dues. And a lot of real estate brokerages actually require that you become a realtor, and not just a real estate agent, but a realtor, to actually join their brokerage. So to become a realtor, you have to pay local dues, state dues, and national dues. That can vary, but in a lot of cases, that is another $500 to $600. So we've got pre-licensing, we've got the cost to take our tests and actually apply for the license, we have the association dues, and now we're at about $1,500, $1,600. Can we sell real estate yet? Not quite. You need access to the MLS. The MLS is the system that agents put in their properties, they put what listings they have, and buyers agents can actually go and look to see what's available, what's active. This is the info that populates sites like Zillow and other IDX websites. That's all from the MLS. Well, not everyone gets access to the MLS, only real estate agents, but you have to pay for that access. So again, it's gonna vary, but in most states and here in Arizona, that's another $300 to $400. So when we add all that up, yes, you can get your pre-licensing done for $500, $600, but to actually go out and actually be able to sell real estate, most of the time it's gonna cost you around $2,000. And that's what I tell people to prepare for. Now, again, every state's different. There are some states that have much higher association dues. There are some states that have lesser association dues. You're gonna have to do some research in your own particular state, but that is a good ballpark, about $2,000. So silly me, I almost forgot the most important part is you have to join a real estate brokerage. Those are gonna vary in cost. Some are gonna be free to join, some are gonna cost you $100 to join, some are gonna be $1,000 to join. Every brokerage is different, so you're gonna have to interview them. I do a video on interviewing brokerages, but you're gonna have to join one of those. So not only are we talking $2,000, but it costs to join the brokerage as well. Back to the regularly scheduled video. Now, there's a couple perks. First off, you don't have to pay all that money right up front. You can start your real estate classes. Most of the time your classes are gonna take you several weeks to complete anyways. There's very few people that just go and knock them out in 2 weeks. So if it's gonna take you a while, pay for those real estate licensing classes and then start to save up money for those other dues. It's only after you do the pre-licensing and you actually get your license that you have to pay for things like the MLS and pay for things like the association. The last tip and trick I'll give you is, and what I encourage people, even though it's a lot of money, is if you just make one real estate sale, you pay all of this back and more. You just need one closing. And what I'd challenge you is, are you thinking about buying a house in the next 5 years? If you're thinking about buying a house in the next 5 years, there's no downside to getting your license because you can get your license. Yes, it's gonna cost some money. Yes, it's gonna take some time. But once you've completed that, now you can actually represent yourself in the purchase of whatever home you're gonna buy in a year, 3 years, 5 years. And now you've actually made that back because you can earn that buyer's agent commission versus having someone else represent you and having them earn that. So it's an investment, yes, but it can be worth it 1,000 times over if you're dedicated to this career, or even if you're not dedicated to becoming a real estate agent. If you're just thinking about buying a house in the near future, it is worth it and it pays off. With dedication, commitment, and perseverance, you can make a wonderful career out of being a real estate agent, but it's important to know those upfront costs first. What questions do you have? Drop them in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, if you found it helpful, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you get your real estate license, make sure you're subscribed to this channel because that's all we talk about is building your real estate business. Thank you so much, guys. I'll catch you next time.